Hi, I'm Avery Davidson.
And I'm Kristen Oakes White. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
Well, this week has a couple of important dates in American culture. Last week was Memorial Day, a time to remember the armed service members who died in uniform. June 6th will be the 78th anniversary of D-Day, the anniversary of the massive invasion of Allied forces to stop Nazi Germany.
The night before D-Day, members of the 101st Airborne parachuted into Normandy to help pave the way for the invasion. However, they began their journey right here in Louisiana. TWILA's Neil Melanson shows us how these humble beginnings helped change the world.
June 6 is the 78th anniversary of D-Day, when soldiers landed on the shores of Normandy. The night before, paratroopers from the 101st Airborne parachuted in to help pave the way for the landing. Before they got to Nazi Germany, however, they first came here.
This is historic Camp Claiborne near Forest Hill, Louisiana, where once 50,000 soldiers lived with their civilian counterparts and support staff. It may be hard to believe, but right back over there was the bus station and gymnasium, where it's now all overgrown.
Douglas Rhodes is the executive director of the Southern Forest Heritage Museum, which preserves exhibits about the camp's role during the war.
They completed all of their physical fitness, basic infantry, all of those tactics were done here at Camp Claiborne.
The picture you see here is from a visit by Sergeant Dick York, the most decorated veteran of World War I, who came to the camp to address his former unit, the 82nd Infantry Division. It's hard to see it, but thousands upon thousands of soldiers were lined up right here, where now there's only woods.
So he came here to kind of give a pep talk to the troops. And of course, and also, of course, you had the governor of Louisiana there at the time, and Omar Bradley, the commander of the division.
Louisiana agriculture also played another role in World War II. The straight, longleaf pine trees were perfect for the keels of the Higgins boats, which brought the infantry that trained at Camp Claiborne ashore in Normandy. This is the old mill where those trees were processed.
They needed long, straight timbers for the keels of the landing craft. And so they put in an order with the Southern Forest Heritage Museum, and they furnished the keels for the boats that were being built in New Orleans, the landing craft that were being built in New Orleans.
Camp Claiborne was originally part of the U.S. Forest Service before itself being recruited in 1940. In fact, U.S. Forest Service firefighters trained Army paratroopers because of their experience in getting into remote areas to stop wildfires. Claiborne was returned to the U.S. Forest Service in 1945, and their battle to stop those wildfires continues to this day.
Part of that is the longleaf pine restoration effort. And so we've been doing that for several years, and part of that maintenance is doing prescribed burn. On our district, we burn about 50,000 acres a year. And so incorporated inside that, though, is a wildfire aspect. So when we're doing prescribed burn, some areas we may not get to, or during certain parts of the year, you have a tendency for wildfires to get out. So through a combination of prescribed burning and then trying to control wildfires, that's how we manage some of this land, in addition to things like cutting timber and just doing different ecosystem restoration efforts.
As you can see, there's very little left of historic Camp Claiborne. In fact, this road that I'm walking on is one of the few things original to that time. However, the soldiers that walked this hallowed ground went on to liberate Europe, forever preserving their sacrifice, as well as this corner of Louisiana, in history. Reporting from Camp Claiborne in Kisatchie National Forest, I'm Neil Melanson.
Now, by the way, Douglas Rhodes co-authored a book on Camp Claiborne's role in World War II. For more on that or the Southern Forest Heritage Museum, you can log on to our website at twilatv.org. Well, the college rodeo season is coming to an end, and the last rodeo of the year is the 2022 College National Finals Rodeo in Casper, Wyoming.
After securing a spot from competing all year, McNeese State University will send its men's team as well as an individual female to compete at the finals. With that in mind, it is no surprise that TWILA's Breanne Hendrickson dusted off her boots and got back into the rodeo arena.
In this arena, balance is everything. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
That is a saying you will hear often from McNeese State University rodeo coach Justin Browning.
Really, rodeo is just the setting. My passion's to help people grow and be better, you know, and I'm connected to them. I'm not really connected to the sport. That's what brings me to it. Cameron, that girl, she's mentally strong. Like, she's so strong. It's pretty cool to watch that. But she's ready. Like, she was in the top 5 last year at the finals, and I mean, I know she can win it. I know she can. So I'm excited.
The team puts countless hours and time into me and my practices, and to who I am even outside of rodeo as a person. And my teammates, they push me and they believe in me, and that's just something so awesome that I know every morning when I wake up, like, I'm excited to get up out of the bed because I know that I'm going to be one step closer to getting better and one step closer to reaching my goal, which is to win the college finals.
Duncan is not the only person from McNeese going to the college finals. The men's team also qualified, as a college rodeo rookie, Shea Fournier, is following in his father's footsteps at McNeese. But now he is ready to create his own.
I want to rodeo for a living. I mean, it's what I love to do. It's a lifestyle like no other. I just push towards that goal, and I want to be the best that I can be, and I want to chase that feeling and live that feeling.
Senior Ryder Sanford is making his last trip to the college finals. This year, his confidence is not just in himself, but also his team.
There's not a doubt in any of these guys' minds that they're going to go up there and be champions. You know, they've done the work. There's nothing stopping them. You know, they have the confidence and they got the work behind it. I feel great. I feel super prepared, more prepared than I ever have. So I'm real excited to be going over there, especially with as strong of a team as we do. You know, there's not a doubt in my mind that we'll be champions when we leave there.
From the TWILA team and the state of Louisiana, we would just like to wish the McNeese rodeo team good luck in Casper, Wyoming. Don't worry, we will have the link up on our website so you will be able to watch them compete. You guys, this team, they have some good ones.
They're a real deal, huh?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, you used to compete as well, so what was it like being back with these folks?
It was good. It kind of felt like home. Carl went with me, and we kind of both afterwards, he's like, I understand the rodeo itch now. I was like, yeah, it's there for sure.
So is there a particular event that you think they're really going to do well in?
So the men's are going to be saddle bronc and that stuff.
Yeah.
And they actually, almost every single one is working towards their pro card. So they
wow. So
they're doing very good. And the girl, she does goat tying, but she also does breakaway, but she's just goat tying in Casper. And I mean, that's a tough, it's a tough sport.
It is. It's aggressive. But I'm glad you did get to go back to your home stomping grounds.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Brianne Hendrickson. We're only a few short weeks away from the Louisiana Farm Bureau Annual Convention, but it's not just any convention. It's going to be not as unconventional as the past because this year's meeting will be the 100th annual meeting of the Louisiana Farm Bureau. The centennial celebration will return to the New Orleans Marriott June 23rd through 26th of this year after 2 years of virtual and hybrid events due to COVID-19.
Now, this year's annual meeting will see the return of all the normal events we're familiar with, like the Queen's Competition, a talent program with youth from across the state, the Young Farmers and Ranchers discussion meet, and yes, even the ice cream social.
That's always my favorite part. What's really exciting about the return to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Convention is what will happen Friday and Saturday nights. On Friday, there will be a centennial celebration to remember. There'll be live music by Nickel Beer from 8 until midnight, heavy hors d'oeuvres, and a cash bar.
And the party doesn't stop there. On Saturday night, there will be a DJ in the 55 Fahrenheit lobby from 8 p.m. until midnight, drink and food specials also, and you don't even have to leave the hotel for a good time.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Field Services Director Tim Payne says this convention is a long time coming, and he's excited to have the entire Farm Bureau family together again in New Orleans.
We got a lot of families that have used it for their vacation through the years. You know, they get off the farm once during the summer, they're lucky, and they come down to New Orleans for the vacation. And then I've heard them refer to it as a family reunion. You know, people they look forward to seeing them that one time every year, getting together and kind of catch up with what's been happening throughout the year.
To learn more about the annual meeting, and we'll be sharing more over the coming weeks, don't worry, head over to our website at twilatv.org. We can't wait to see you over there. Well, Kristen, and usually when it gets hot, that's when we start to see fewer crawfish. And, you know, they're starting to wrap up the season, but there's still crawfish. Yeah. There's still crawfish to boil up this weekend.
That's right, and the catch may be slowing down just a little, but we have some of our prices from some of our friends from across the state. Right here in Baton Rouge, the good folks at Tony's Seafood have live crawfish for $2.99 a pound, and you can get them boiled for $1 more at $3.99 a pound.
In Monroe, Riverside Coney Island has live crawfish for $2.59 a pound, and you can grab some for $4.66 a pound if you want them boiled.
Over in Mamou, you can get some great live prices at B&L Seafood Market. They have live crawfish for $1.50 per pound, and the boiled price is $3.99 per pound. Of course, you want to call ahead to check those prices before you go buy them. They can change from week to week, and so can availability, especially at this time of year.
Also, you want to make sure you're getting Louisiana crawfish, which is why the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board reminds you to always ask before you eat. Still to come on TWILA, we head to the kitchen to cook up sweet potatoes in some ways you may not have seen before.
A brand new Feasting on Agriculture is coming up next. Stay with us. Well, over the past few months, I visited some crawfish farms, cooked up a backyard brisket, and used some Louisiana rice for an excellent gumbo. But this week, my co-host Avery is taking the reins and headed into the kitchen to cook up some Louisiana sweet potatoes. Along with our regular sponsors, this month's Feasting on Agriculture is also brought to you by the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, helping our farmers for 70 years.
Welcome to Feasting on Agriculture. I'm Avery Davidson, filling in for Kristen Oaks-White, and we are in Sunset, Louisiana, where we're going to go into Cafe Josephine and see how Chef Troy Bijou cooks up Louisiana sweet potatoes. It's gonna be delicious, I swear. Let's go check it out.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks-White is brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
So here we are, Cafe Josephine, Chef Troy Bijou. Thank you so much for having us here and showing us what you can do with sweet potatoes. What is it that you like about cooking with Louisiana sweet potatoes?
It's just a natural product. You know, it's not too sweet and it's not too savory. So you have to enhance it one way or the other most of the time. Myself, I prefer the natural flavor of the sweet potato and let the sugar that's grown in the ground show instead of other things. But typically you have to put some brown sugar and some white sugar in it, or some steamed syrup or some Karo syrup, because that's the mass public. That's what they want. They think of sweet potatoes and they think of it sweet, sweet, sweet.
So you bake these yourself?
We bake these, yes. We roast these ourselves. We don't buy out of the can. No, I want a true, authentic flavor from the local area. We're gonna start off with some sweet potato biscuits, which as you can tell, I've roasted the sweet potatoes so we get the natural flavor. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar and some butter and a few different things. And then we're gonna bring back an old favorite. It's just mashed sweet potatoes and pecans. It's almost like a sweet potato souffle, but I'm gonna make it into a little ball and we'll drop it in the deep fryer and pull it out with some powdered sugar and a little bit of steamed syrup. I don't know if it's an appetizer or a dessert. It just depends on how you label it.
The answer is yes. So Troy, we're making sweet potato biscuits.
Yes.
I'm good at being told at what to do in the kitchen, so just tell me what to do.
We have some butter and sugar and all-purpose flour, which we kind of blended to get it nice and evenly and crumbly. And we're gonna add some fresh roasted sweet potatoes in it.
So that's the sweet potato that came out of the ones that you baked yourself.
Yes, sir.
Got all the good
is.
sugars out of.
Sure is, sir. We're gonna add a little brown sugar.
Okay. Enhance that sweetness that you talked
Enhance
about.
that sweetness. I'm gonna get it started.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay, so my
There
thing
you go.
is just
don't
come
beat
here.
it up. There you go.
Yeah, because you don't
Nice
want
and
to get
fluffy.
it too. You don't want to work that flour too much
No,
because
you
the more
do
you
not.
work that flour, it's going to make it tough.
You're gonna have a flat biscuit and a hard biscuit.
We want the light, fluffy ones that I may have sampled earlier.
That's right.
Good Lord, that was good. And you drizzled that with a little steamed syrup. I guess I'm giving away.
And a little bit of butter.
Ooh.
Okay, now we're gonna use the trick of my biscuits. Heavy cream.
Heavy cream.
Yes.
Not
it's
half
what-
and half.
Not half and half, not regular milk. Heavy cream.
Okay, I'm back
Do
in
your
here.
thing again.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
Something tells me that I'm going to end up with club hand by the
Yes,
end of
that's
this,
okay.
but that's okay.
That's
yeah.
why we're wearing gloves, so you can just take one off and put another one on.
There we go. Oh man, yeah. So
Let me
it's
see.
getting nice and sticky here.
Nice and sticky, and there we go. Now we playing.
And I see
used to get whippings for playing and getting my hands all dirty like that. You
It's
know
becoming
that?
like Play-Doh. You know, I could
exactly.
make a little sandcastle.
I think
or something
that's
out of
good.
this. Okay.
Just kind of take it off your fingers.
There we go. I would say
You're really having fun this morning.
I am. This is a blast
You just took
for me.
all the fun out of my show. But it's okay. I'm going to show you one. You don't want to mash it.
Okay.
You just want to grab it. They're not going to be perfect.
Okay.
So you just want to kind of get it and go. Yes, sir.
So these are drop biscuits in every
you can
sense
call
of the
them-
word. Because
Yeah.
I'm just going to drop
There
that
you go.
there.
Drop
Let's
that
see.
right there. That's it.
So I'm
They're
just
not
gonna-
made to be perfect.
And then right there.
Right there.
Okay. I think that we might have a system here.
Yeah, we got it going on. We do these by the thousands a day.
Really?
Yes. Because if you don't give people that come here their biscuits,
oh, they're going to be upset.
They're mad. And we're going to go to the oven with this.
Okay. How long are we going to bake this for?
350 in a convection oven for probably 9 to 12 minutes.
Till they look done.
Till they look done. Everybody's oven's different. So, you know, with a little more sugar in here, it'll probably take close to 15. It just depends. My staff knows, watch my biscuits, don't burn my biscuits.
Let's go get them baking.
All right.
All right, Troy, now we've got the added bonus, the sweet potato balls.
Yes, it's just bursting with flavor. You know, once you drop it in the deep fryer and you pull it out and you set it on the plate, once you get that bite, the oils from the pecans and the steamed syrup and the sweet potato all kind of blend and just make a delight in your mouth.
This sounds like Louisiana in a morsel to me. So what we're going to do here?
We're going to just add a little bit of this brown sugar.
Okay, I like the way you're starting.
Okay, we're going to add some pecans, give it a little crunch.
Again, locally grown, you can find those.
Salt and a little bit of black pepper.
So we're going sweet and savory
Yes,
here,
we
just a little
are.
bit. Okay.
And we're going to mix this.
All right.
And then, of course, as you can see, if you just made a ball with this and dropped it in the fryer, it would make a bleh. So we can't do that.
No. What binding ingredient could we use? What could come from, say, a wheat field that we might be able to use?
This all-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour.
All-purpose flour.
All right, how much of this needs to go
Just
in?
add, and I'm going to stir for a little bit.
So I add a little bit. It also, I noticed that it also goes well on clothing.
Never trust a skinny chef and a clean chef, because they're normally not doing anything.
You're gonna work that in. And I notice you're working this more than you do your biscuits.
Oh, you don't want to work the biscuits this hard.
Okay.
You can go ahead and give me the rest.
Give you the rest. Okay.
That'll work.
There we are.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna scoop this like this.
Okay.
And make little bitty balls. You can really bring your family together and have some quality time. That's not happening these days in these generations. Every now and then to eat at home and cook a meal with your family it's what it's about. It's what life's about.
This is something my two boys could put together.
Exactly.
So we're gonna put these in the deep fryer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now for the best part of feasting on agriculture, and that is feasting on Louisiana sweet potatoes. Troy, tell me where to start, brother, because I'm trying to figure out, I'm like wanting to grab everything.
Okay, well, we normally start here with biscuits.
Okay.
So you go ahead and get you a
I'm going
biscuit.
to reach you in my hand. I hope you're not offended by that.
Oh, not even.
Good, good.
Not even.
And you put a little steamed syrup on top
I
of here.
sure did.
Oh my goodness. I can taste that Louisiana sweet potato.
But not a lot of sugar.
Not a lot of sugar.
Incredible.
I heard that the Louisiana sweet potato balls are awesome. So, all right,
let's roll.
Let's go ahead. Each grab one. Is this this is finger food too?
This is finger food.
So right here, get a little bit of the confectionery sugar there. Oh my goodness. This. Yeah, I know you said that this was a little scoop of heaven. This right here might be cloud 9 of heaven.
Well,
because this is amazing. I'm gonna come over here again and enjoy some great food at Cafe Josephine.
That'll
Chef
work.
Troy Bijou.
We'll welcome you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much for having us.
It was a pleasure and a blessing to have y'all.
So if ever you're in Sunset, come to Cafe Josephine, see Chef Troy Bijou. Thank you so much for joining us on Feasting on Agriculture. We'll see you again next time.
Feasting on Agriculture with Kristen Oaks White was brought to you by the Louisiana Crawfish Promotion and Research Board, Louisiana Crawfish, ask before you eat, and by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council, beef, it's what's for dinner, and by the Louisiana Rice Promotion Board, think rice.
If you want to learn more about Louisiana Sweet Potatoes, the Louisiana Sweet Potato Commission, or Cafe Josephine, visit our website at twilatv.org. And Kristen, I get it. I now get it why you love doing Feasting on Agriculture. The food, the people, the places, it's all amazing.
Well, I wish I had been there to experience and taste some of what you guys made, because it would be hard to beat some of those dishes that we've made so far this year. That brisket and those sweet potato dishes sound like they would be perfect pairings for the brisket.
The sweet potato puffs were possibly some of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. And then Chef Troy Bijou has this super simple recipe for biscuits that's like unbelievable. I've been making biscuits for years, and I'm following like all these crazy steps, making sure I have everything just right.
Scientific baking.
Yes.
I feel like you're a nerd of the kitchen, aren't you?
Yeah, Alton Brown is one of my idols. So it was great seeing him work in the kitchen, but also to taste everything. So I'm getting all my mouth is watering, but also I'm starting to get a little teary-eyed too, because this episode marks the end of an era.
It does. This will be the very last TWILA show we shoot on this set and in this room. As long as TWILA has been on TV, more than 40 years, it's been produced right here inside these same 4 walls. It began with Reginald Wallace and later Don Molino sitting in chairs with a simple backdrop, and evolved to Michael Dana sitting at a desk with sugarcane wallpaper behind him. But it's always been in this room.
Yeah, and this set has been our TV home since 2008. It was designed by Philip Yonfa and Kevin Osgood of Energy Design Services out of Huntsville, Alabama. They worked with TWILA host and former Director of Public Relations, Michael Dana, to provide the pictures and direction of the set. So all the photos and everything you see here, that was all stuff they put together themselves. And it served us well for the last 14 years.
And we've made a few upgrades here and there and lighting changes over the years, but for the most part, it's been the same basic layout.
So for the next few months, we'll be homeless. We're gonna be shooting our show on location like we did early on in the pandemic, possibly my backyard a couple times, who knows. We'll be doing a few weeks on the road, but in a few weeks we'll also be at the 100th annual convention of the Louisiana Farm Bureau in New Orleans, so that gives us a chance to have a little breather where we're gonna say goodbye to this. And the sad thing is I'm really starting to get a little emotional.
Are you?
Yeah, because I remember before I even came to work for Louisiana Farm Bureau, Mike had me come in here to help light the set. But the new home will be nice. We've already got some design work going on that. And we're looking forward to that, but it's going to be a couple of months of us going around saying, hey, can we crash on your couch and shoot our show there?
It probably will.
Well, that does it for this edition of TWILA. Be sure to join us next time when we'll introduce you to the 3 young farm couples who are finalists for this year's Young Farmers and Ranchers Achievement Award.
Until then, you can watch all of our stories online at twilatv.org, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For all of us here at TWILA, thank you for joining us for the last time from this room. We hope to see you again right here next week.